So yeah, we should talk about the turf in the room a little bit. It's unavoidable. Some of the drama surrounding the game, I do want to talk about a little bit. I do want to go into it a tiny bit. So I think that harassing people for playing Hogwarts Legacy is not so good. But I do think that anyone who is playing it needs to grapple with what they're doing. I do. And there needs to be some mass acknowledgement of, hey, we need to do a lot better with trans rights. A lot of the issues I'm seeing, girlfriend reviews, technically an ally, I would argue, pro-trans rights, but and got the game for free. And so I don't want them to be harassed necessarily, but during their stream they did call the trans people in chat the alt-left, and the alt-left it's an alt-right term. I think they probably just heard it from their gaming communities. I don't think they actually meant it as an alt-right term. They're a feminist channel. But you got to be careful with that shit, man. You got to be real careful with that shit. And I also think that there's a lot of, hey, woe is me, I'm being harassed. The recent video that they put out, they were like, oh, our subreddit got shut down. And I was like, yeah, that sucks that your subreddit got shut down. I would be upset about that too. Trans people are being killed. They're being legislated out of existence. And as far as I can tell, Girlfriend Reviews hasn't said a word about any of that. They'll say like, oh yeah, trans rights, and obviously like treat trans people with respect, but they don't go very deep with it. And I think if you're going to play Hogwarts Legacy on stream, if you're going to do this whole thing about, oh, I'm pro-LGBT and we're going to do this in a pro-LGBT way, you need to do your fucking research, and you need to use the proper talking points, and you need to acknowledge that you are not the victim. Because I'll say this, I've seen so much outrage about the people in chat saying, oh, you're a transphobe for playing the game. I've seen so much anger at the trans community for acknowledging what J.K. Rowling has done. Yeah, it's the bare minimum. And the bare minimum is better than the opposite, but they need to do better. We need as many strong allies as we can get, not weak allies. Strong allies. We are under attack. So here's my deal with this. When I've seen so much outrage about the way that cis streamers are being treated, and all of this outrage, it's showing me like they care so much more about cis comfort and cis I guess convenience than they do about trans lives. All that anger, all these articles about, oh, you brought them to tears. Yeah, I'm sure trans people are brought to tears every day by the abuse that they face. So, there's got to be a mass acknowledgement that the obstacles that these cis streamers are facing pale in comparison to the amount of hardship that trans people are facing every day, not only in America, but in the UK. And, I don't think that acknowledgement is happening. I think gamers are using this as an excuse to hate on trans people more. They're using it as fuel to add to that fire. They don't actually care. What's up, Kaylin? So, there's a way to do it. There's a way to play that game, and there's a way to stream that game in a responsible way. And so far, I think that the people, crying and shit, they're not doing it in a responsible way. I know for damn sure that if/when I stream Hogwarts Legacy, you bet your ass I'm going to be doing it in the most responsible and anti-JK way imaginable. I'm not going to be doing this weak ass, oh, donate to the Trevor Project if you can, please. Obviously, that's a component of it. But you need to be out there like balls swinging, saying fuck the right, fuck the fascists. We are against them to the end. We are going to stand with trans people no matter fucking what. Even if they get a little fucking in chat. Because guess what? The reason they're getting all in chat is not for, it's not the same reason that like the Last of Us 2 fans attacked girlfriend reviews, and they did that both sides shit in their recent video. They were like, this is the same thing that they did, and it's like, no it isn't. No it isn't. You know why? The behavior might look similar, but it's born from a different place. It's born from a completely different place. Trans people are being legislated out of existence. There are no bills saying the Last of Us 2 haters must die. Trump ain't out here giving speeches. DeSantis ain't out here giving speeches. And that's the other thing. Like, it's a political fucking game. So if you're going to stream it, you need to be political. You need to talk about it in depth. You need to talk about the people who are pushing for this legislation. You need to talk about how you can fight against it. And just doing a charity stream is not enough. It's not fucking enough. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say go and hate on them. I'm saying that the anger is, I think, born from a righteous place. I care more about trans rights than I do about cis comfort. Priorities. It's called priorities. I know that cis people can't, you know, put aside their comfort priority for a second to think about this a little deeper. But I said earlier, I compared it to, on some level, BLM. Because if I saw trans people rioting in the streets, you bet your ass I'd be like, okay. Okay. Fine. We need all the fucking help we can get right now. And it just ain't happening. So any anger that I see that doesn't cross a line into, you know, putting these people in danger, because obviously I don't want girlfriend reviews in fucking danger. I'm saying you need to fucking acknowledge where this anger is coming from, and you need to acknowledge why both sidesing it and playing fucking weak ass games around it is a bad thing. You need to be responsible. You need to be a good ally. You need to be a strong ally. I have been pretty tired of seeing all the anger around this when it's like, where is this anger when we're under attack? You know what I mean? Where's that anger when we're the ones being harassed? Where's that anger when we're the ones under attack? Because I'll tell you right now, it goes way further than our fucking subreddit being shut down that makes us cry. It goes way deeper than that. And I haven't seen girlfriend reviews say one fucking word about all that shit, so. All about them, I guess. I don't know. And it's not just her. I'll say that too. There's plenty of people who are saying the same old bullshit. Look at this fucking gnome.
This is a gnome, Mr. Potter.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about cis comfort. Let me live in fucking comfort. Exactly. Where is the anger and holy moral mission? Where is it for trans people? It doesn't exist. Right? So no, spare me your outrage. It's fake, because you have no outrage like that when it comes to trans people being under attack. If you did, I'd give you a little bit of more of a pass, yeah. If girlfriend reviews was out here every fucking day being like, yo, 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 we gotta fucking fight fascism. If they were just full-blown leftist, no, you fucking, yeah, you get a pass. You can play the game. You got it for free. And you can do the charity stream because you're already doing enough. But if you're already not doing enough, you're not educating people properly, you're not doing it responsibly, then I think, yeah, you need to grapple with what you're doing. I do. Not through harassment, but once again, the anger is from a different place than normal gamer outrage, because there's gamer outrage all the time from the right, and it's not born from a healthy or just place. It's not born from a place of empathy for their fellow man. I have a platform right now to speak about it. No, that's what I'm saying. I am speaking about it right now. That's what I'm doing. That's my point. If you have a large platform and you're not speaking about it, if you're not doing the right thing with it, and you know what's going on, fuck you. Sorry. You're going to make a video about how, oh, look at all the things that are happening to me. Me. I don't give a fuck. Why am I against Hogwarts Legacy? I'm not. Not necessarily. Because I think someone playing a fun game, a well-made game, is totally okay. But there's a responsible way to do it. I'm against J.K. Rowling. I'm against anti-Semitism. I'm against transphobia. If you want to pirate the game and play it, be my guest. You want to get it used? Be my guest. There's a responsible way to go about these things that doesn't contribute to hateful discourse. There just is. I don't think I'm being unreasonable by saying that.
These rings should challenge you.
Motherfucker. I said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again right now on stream. If we were talking about right now, like J.K. Rowling was out here saying all these things about black people, I think that the conversation would be quite different.
I believe you have a natural talent for this.
You don't? If J.K. Rowling was outwardly hateful against black people, and then Hogwarts Legacy came out and black people were like, hey, maybe we should boycott this, you don't think the conversation would be different? I'm just asking. I think the conversation would be different. You don't understand. If I don't spend $70 on the wizard game, I'll die. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's so expensive, and we couldn't get cis people to step back for 1 fucking second. Of course the anger is fucking justified. We can't get shit. We're constantly asking them to fight for us, and then they don't. And then we say, okay, here's the fucking most simple task in the world. Don't spend $70 on Hogwarts Legacy. And they all did it. Yeah, we're angry. We're fucking desperate. We can't get a single fucking W. It's annoying. The talk would be the same. The talk would not be the same. No. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. If J.K. Rowling were out here saying the fucking N-word, nuh-uh. The convo would not be the same. I think a lot more people would be against it. I think that there would still be a solid amount of selfishness, yes. But I think we'd have more allies. I do. Sorry. I think we'd have a lot more allies. Trans people are in a different position socially right now among the general public. Attacks on us are not taken nearly as seriously. And by the way, I've already acknowledged, attacks on black people are not taken seriously enough. I see that all the time with BLM. You know, black people need their justice as well. Of course. So that's why I'm saying, like, there would be a solid amount of selfishness, yes. But I think the conversation would be different. I don't think you'd have nearly as many people being like, fuck you freaks. I'm going to enjoy this game, and I love transphobia, actually, and you're a fucking, you know, kill yourself, whatever. We wouldn't be seeing that. No. Transphobia is a lot more socially acceptable. Yeah, 100%. If you're in a room with 1,000 people, and one of them says something transphobic, people can just kind of sit there, like they're just like, oh, well, I might disagree, but whatever, you know. If one of them stands up and says the N-word, you bet your ass they're kind of getting thrown out. Like, in most situations, depending on the location, of course. But, like, I don't think it's controversial to say that we're in a different position right now with social acceptance. I think more people are against trans rights than against black rights at this point in time. And both of these fucking situations matter a lot. I'm not saying that one should get more support than the other. I'm saying that we'd be having a different conversation if J.K. Rowling were outwardly racist against black people. Or against any race, really. But all her shit's sneaky. When it comes to, like, anti-Semitism and all that, she kind of has, like, a little bit of a plausible deniability. Whereas with her transphobia, she's just out and proud. What are my pronouns? Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry about that. I took them out of my bio. I assumed that we had cleared the bar. Anything that's non-masculine is what I'm cool with. Hopefully that makes sense. That's kind of the reason I took them out, because I'm like, just don't use anything masculine, and I'm okay. Make sense? Because I was like, I got my profile picture and the name and everything. It's just use kind of more feminine terminology. I might put it back. I did it for, like, cleanliness. I wish all these websites had a pronoun box. That'd be so simple.
You're early for the lesson, Harry, but I'll teach you a new spell I've learned on my
Yeah, I just went on that huge ass rant to just basically say fuck transphobia. If you're gonna play the game, play it right. Do it responsibly. We're gonna do Alahomora.
When I stop, hold down the mouse button.
Here we go.
The same pattern.
Yeah, cleanliness, like layout wise. I didn't want a super cluttered bio. I had I had most people referring to me by the proper pronouns except for transphobes. And so at that point, I was like, well,
You nearly had it that time.
Lexi says, I'm forever glad I don't have a massive internet platform because I'd probably cry if I got maliciously misgendered. Yeah, I got used to it.
Now you
Transphobes
say
just
you
kind of
know
piss me
who you
off
are.
more than they
We
make me
still have a
cry
few
now.
minutes before the charm season. That door in
They're
front of you
dicks.
is magically locked.
You know?
Cast Alhamora to open it.
Yeah, that's the thing. What I was saying about girlfriend reviews is that when they had trans people in chat like going off, there was no level of like, guys, I feel for you. I understand why you're angry. Let me explain what's going on here, and let me, you know, do all the activism I can do within this stream. That's not what happened. They were like, the alt-left's angry. Do you guys watch Roman Polanski movies? It's like, what? What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, they were like getting pissy. And it's like, you getting pissy? You think this is bad. It's like the Family Guy. You think that's bad? Glad I never paid attention to girlfriend reviews. It's not that girlfriend reviews is even bad, because I actually like their content. I'm not going to shit on them too hard. They just kind of have content creator brain. They have streamer brain. There was a little bit of that selfishness where it was just like, oh, it's all about me, me, me. It's like, no, it isn't. But that's streamer brain. And I've talked about that many times, how the bigger you get as a streamer or whatever, the more broken your brain gets. And that's a real phenomenon. I'll talk about that till the end of time. The bigger you get as a streamer, doesn't matter who you are. You could be trans. Doesn't matter. You get streamer brain. You get worms in your brain, and you become this egomaniac. You need people, you need like friends and people around you who are willing to tell you when you fuck up. Anyone does. Even in regular life you do. But like the bigger you get as a streamer or whatever, you can surround yourself with yes men. And that's not healthy. It's not. If you fuck up and you have the people around you telling you you fucked up, that's good. You see this a lot with Keffels, but you see it a lot with people like Shoe on Head, who I was closer to that situation like interpersonally, where like I know what their friends were saying behind the scenes. I know what her and her boyfriend's friends were saying, and it was a lot of, hey, leave them alone, they're wonderful angels, you know, very like hug boxy, because they, you know, I don't know if they even meant what they were saying. Maybe a lot of them were walking on eggshells because they know how fucking block happy she is, but you couldn't say anything critical or you were the bad guy. That's just a little bit of the tea for you. I won't go into that anymore. Oh shit, it's a W. This is a W for Ember, because I'm always catching these W's. Ooh. Like that other person I was arguing with when it came to the say her name situation. Like, how can so many black people, especially on the left, who have an intimate understanding of oppression, so casually participate in the suppression of trans voices? Yeah, there's racist black people. They exist. What am I, the lone lefty to acknowledge that that's a thing? You know? Like, I don't play that bullshit. Racism is racism. Bigotry is bigotry. I'm not going to shit on anybody for immutable characteristics. They're fucking immutable. If you shit on anybody for immutable characteristics, you're a fucking asshole. You're a monster. Fuck you. Obviously. Go to hell. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your identity is. If you do that, you're a fucking asshole. If you're a minority and you're doing that, then there's something extra wrong with you. You fucking Blair White shitting on other trans people. What the fuck? End. I'm not gonna go further with that. End. You know? But yeah, the say her name thing was crazy, especially when it like didn't it get like debunked? Like, first of all, obviously was an op. But not debunked in that sense. I mean debunked as in, like, wasn't it not even just for black people? Like, they found out it was originally used on a white bitch? Wasn't that literally the case? If I read that properly, like, if that was true, that is fucking crazy. It was originally for a white girl. So it's like anyone can use it. Fuck you. But even if it was originally just used on black people, I don't care. It was a fitting phrase to use in the moment. Because guess what? People were not saying her fucking name. They were saying he, him, and they were saying the dead name. And say her name was an appropriate response. I don't give a fuck how sensitive you are about that bullshit. Don't fucking language police how people mourn the dead. That is so crazy. Like, are you fucking kidding me? The fascists are laughing at you. If you're actually doing that unironically, the fascists are fucking laughing at you. Calm the fuck down. Calm your little bitch titties. My goodness. I don't play that fucking shit. I had my, like, anti-SJW phase come out for, like, a split second. I was just like, you fuck, losing my mind. I don't play those games. I don't give a fuck. You're annoying. It's like, do you realize... And that person who started the drama, that was the only thing they said about Brianna. That was the only thing they said about the dead trans girl. You look through their whole ass history, there was nothing. And then they had the nerve when I was speaking out against it. They were like, well, you're actually racist and you don't care about black people. You don't care about black trans women. You don't care about the oppression of black people, this and that. And when I mentioned that I do protest with BLM, they were like, oh, I constantly speak out against anti-black legislation. I constantly speak out against racism, period. I'm not one of these fucking assholes that you can, like, trick around to being like, actually, you're the racist. No! I'm a leftist. I stand for minority rights all the fucking time. I'm not gonna play this game with these fucking people. Sorry. I'm so sorry that I said it. I won't say it again. I could see if it was being used for a cis white woman. No, yeah. Here's the thing. It would not be used for a cis white woman. I don't think that it, like, in that context, with, like, the left being like, say her name, say her name. I don't think it would really be used like that, because when something happens to a cis white woman, they do say her name. So I'm the first to acknowledge that they're acting like I'm racist. That is white privilege and cis privilege combined. They do say their name. If something happens to a white bitch, that name is everywhere. It's on every fucking news network. You can't unhear it. The entire point of the say her name with Brianna was they are not saying her name, and when they are acknowledging what happened, they're dead naming. And not just dead naming, misgendering. It was a different situation where that phrase was 100% fitting, you know? And they fucked it up. And again, it's an op. That person was apparently the person who started that whole drama too. They were like racists against mixed people because they were part white. And it's like, what are you doing? Sorry, no. I know a goddamn woke scold when I see one. I'm not one of these right-wingers who screams woke at everything that's even slightly darker than fucking Slender Man. I fucking know it when I see it. And I saw it. People darker than Slender Man scare you because they do not look like you. I mean... I am about as pale as Slender Man, so like... I constantly joke about it, though. I'm a fucking vampire. I haven't seen the sun in weeks. The racism against my own kind. If you're a fucking... That's the funny thing. Like, I'm Italian. If you're a darker-skinned Italian and you walk up to me, I'm fucking scared. That's a joke. Not a single ounce of vitamin in your body. Did you mean melanin? Vitamin? I mean, I guess I am lacking vitamin D. Vitamin D is nuts.